saw those.
We've got the Obamas right below us on this reviewing stand. If you can see, they're now walking and waving, and the crowd has gone crazy, Brian. First they went crazy because of Al Roker's exclusive interview, but now they're really going crazy because they see the president.
Are we supposed to do a follow-up? Are we supposed to do Al Roker? Hey, Mr. President, Al Roker still needs you. Nothing.
And these folks have been so excited, and now they see the President and First Lady walking right along Pennsylvania Avenue. I mean, they're only about 15, 20 yards from the reviewing stand, so it's really pretty exciting. We earlier saw Craig Robinson, Mrs. Robinson, the rest of the family coming out of the VIP buses, Jim Messina coming out, and other top staff people. And so the Obamas will go back into the White House, freshen up, and be in that reviewing stand. It's really pretty exciting.
And talk about weather. I keep harping on this, but what a huge factor, because imagine the alternative. Imagine precipitation, cold that's any more biting than today. They're having such a palpably good time, in part because it's halfway to comfortable outside for a January afternoon in Washington. Tamron Hall, this is where the motorcade comes to an end.
Hey, Brian, as you can hear the swell of the screams here, it's so interesting to see the First Lady and the President enjoying themselves. I'm not sure if you caught a glimpse, but there was a moment, there was a little bit of bounce in the First Lady's step. And at one point, I believe it was a Secret Service person who walked over to her, and she appeared to say, "No, I'm okay." But there literally was a bounce in her step just past the review stand. And when you think about it, Dwight Eisenhower had a 4.5-hour parade. We've scaled back only 15,000 participants, but on a day like today, these people could stay out here for 6 or 7 hours and beat Eisenhower's record of 4.5-hour inaugural parade based on the enthusiasm and the perfect weather. So 15,000 participants, 8 floats, but there are 2 people, as you know, Brian, right now, who matter most, and one of them has a huge smile and the other has a bounce in her step, and I don't have to tell you who I'm referring to. So it is incredible. This parade has gone rather smoothly, quickly, and based again on the weather, people could stay out here several more hours and put an end to the record held by the wonderful Dwight Eisenhower at the time, Brian.
That's right. Tamron, thank you. It may be their mood may have heightened because they know they're close to home and they can go in a warm place, freshen up, and then come back out and take their position. We'd love to know who these individuals are that they're both pointing to, waving at, and making a big fuss over. We sometimes lack the direct camera angle to see who it is.
I saw the president say something along the lines of "my great-grandfather's family" was somebody in there. So you've got friends, supporters, and family members even mixed in at this point.
Look at the... hey, Chuck, how many... what'd you estimate? You're up about 4 or 5 stories at the top of this thing?
Not quite. I would say maybe 3 stories. I wouldn't hurt myself jumping off, and not quite that high. And he'll only be looking at it about one story up, if that, where he'll be sitting, where you see the family gathered there now behind us next to. You don't say, "Oh, there's Joe Biden." We hadn't seen him walking around. Everybody's
There's the Vice
focused on
President. Dismounted, on foot, walking down Pennsylvania Avenue. In case you're just joining us, Al Roker has successfully interviewed the newly reinaugurated president. It was brief. It was meaningful. It was mostly in sign language, but it happened. Al Roker, let's double down. See what you can do with the Vice President.
I'm going to give it a try. Let's see. Here we go. He and Mrs. Biden. I hear you laughing, but if I get it,
Oh, no. This is serious business, pal.
Yeah, I know. Because I love Joe Biden. I'm hoping he's going to come over. We don't have a drum roll.
Yeah, we're hoping Joe Biden loves you, Al.
Oh, well. Okay.
All right, here we go.
He
Cover
looks-
your ears at home.
All right,
Cover your
here we
watch
go.
crystals.
Mr. Vice President! Mr. Vice President! Mr. Vice President! Mr. Vice President! Hey, how you doing? Come on, come on! Whoa! They won't let you! Are you? That's it! Yes!
Wow. Wow. Today's show meteorologist and chief White House correspondent, Al Roker. Chuck Todd, take tomorrow off.
Fair enough. Hey, there's a lot of history Al Roker's making at the White House, man.
Well, you know, look, that's true. That's very true. And thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate it. I got to tell you, Willard Scott was the guy who set the bar when Barbara Bush came over and kissed him during their inaugural parade. So we all weather people owe their chances to do this to Willard Scott. But I got to tell you, that's a thrill. A kid from Queens getting acknowledged by the president and the vice president. And so my parents would be very proud. I think they're looking down and they're very happy.
Well, thank you, Al Roker. That was thrilling for us to watch. I imagine it must have been something at ground level. Al Roker,
That was pretty cool.
with actual physical contact, the vice president breaking all kinds of rules to come over and see him.
You don't think the vice president's thinking at all about his future, do you?
Vice president saying to himself, for a kid from Delaware to have just met Al Roker, I'm doing pretty well.
Now just steps away.
It's pretty good. It's a good life.
Wow.
From
And
the
now-
Well, guys,
reviewing stage.
I got to tell you, it was. I didn't think he'd come over, to be perfectly honest.
Well,
But
Investors.
what the heck?
my money's on your lungs any day.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, if he's thinking of 2016, that was not a great move. But I'm glad he did anyway.
Wow. Secret Service must have gone through paroxysms of fear. So, Al, you
This
got
is a great
nobody.
day.
You got any cabinet officials you want to try to gather up, or is that
Yeah,
it?
I'm trying to get, maybe the Treasury Secretary to come by, maybe do a little loop-de-loop for me, something like that. That'd be nice. That would be nice.
Wow, this sets the bar impossibly high for when we're back at this 4 years from now. The vice president's now going over, though no one has a microphone. He's going over and high-fiving some of the people in the crowd. Of course, now they really are home free. This is fully protected home turf, not really considered being out in public because they're part of the, they're on the 18-acre complex now. The bottom of your screen, part of the Twitter prairie fire that Al's attempt at street-level journalism has caused. Wow. Al's accepting the. Are you getting the accolades of your professional colleagues?
Well, Peter Alexander is over here. Peter, come on over here. Peter Alexander was actually standing by and was actually documenting this morning. Were you surprised that the vice president came over?
I was shocked, actually, that he came over. We took a picture. I don't know if you can see this. There is Joe Biden's expression as he greets Al Roker.
Wow, look at that.
Saying they won't let me at first. That was some good advice.
I know. I mean, wow, this has been a great day. I got to tell you.
It was historic for everybody. Yeah, we were coming here to watch you. As much fun as watching them.
I know. Well, he's always good time, and the weather has turned out perfectly. Maybe that's why they're in such a good mood, because the weather's been pretty spectacular. So there you have it, brides. Just another day for yours truly.
Those just joining us, we are indeed covering ourselves. What you see is what is happening. Al Roker has just made contact with the president and vice president, and I think has just claimed credit for meteorology.
Yeah, I think so. But you never know. Peter, thank you.